Hello, everybody. It's Rest of Champaign here, and we're back once again with the 50th episode of Center Station Simulator, where today we have one mission. And if you saw our last live stream, you know what that mission is. Today, we finish the car wash. That is what we need to do. So to finish the car wash, we're down to only needing a couple more pieces for the car wash. We need to get all the rollers made. We need to get the block part threes made. We need to get the parking payment machines made. That is where we are. Everything else on all of these machines is done. All the sprinklers are in place. The plates, the beams, the reinforced glass, the block part ones, the block part twos. So just part three, the parking payment machines, and the roller. So we're going to go downstairs real fast, see what we need to do to get all that done. We already know, but just in case you didn't see the last live stream, we can take a look at it together. We're also going to open up a place so we can sell some gas. So let's do that. And if we go downstairs and take a look at what we need for our final pieces, so for the block part threes, whoop, that's not what I wanted to do. Back to the main menu and scroll all the way down. For the block part threes, we need a whole bunch of iron. So we're going to need, so it's going to be 25 times 15. We're going to need 375 iron. Yeah, if I did that math right, 375 iron for that. For the rollers, we are going to need 750 plastic, and we are going to need another 375 aluminum. And then for the ticket machines, we need to figure out what the ticket machines take because we need 15 of those. So the ticket machines, which are, I forget where those are. Those might be upgrades. Parking payment machines. Iron, aluminum, cards, and cables. So we need to get more cards going as well. So we need 30 cards. So that means I'm going to have to take some of my plastic that I've got and get it rerouted back towards making more. Okay, so I've got plastic there. What am I missing? I've got gold, copper. Oh, I have no silver. Okay, so I got to get some silver as well. Do I have any silver anywhere? Let's take a look. I grabbed my stone. I don't know why I grabbed that. Didn't want that. I did not mean to grab you. That was a mistake. So you go back there. So silver. Do I have any silver anywhere? I've got 103. Okay. So I should have just taken that when I was over here, but that's okay. So let's drop this here. Let's set that up. And that is just going to make that's going to make however many cards we need to make. We're going to need more cards later. So electronic cards, that's going to start crafting. Our plastic machine is over here making plastic aplenty. We need 750 plastic. It has enough to do that. So every coal ore leads to 4 plastic barrels. So we're in good shape there. So the other things that we need to do, we need to start getting all kinds of iron, all kinds of aluminum. So if I remember right, we said we needed 375 of each of those. So let's work on a lot of gentle dinking to get ourselves that as well. And then I think we need cables as well for the parking payment machines. The big thing that we need there is the cards. So iron, I've got that one iron there, and then I need an aluminum. So my aluminum, I've got 22 there. Okay. So we'll throw that. I'll just set that there. And back to the world of gentle dinking. We did so much gentle dinking in our last live stream. That was the most dinking we've done in ages. I mean, it's just we had not needed to dink for a long, long time, but we're now back at it again. Um, and the amount of iron we've needed for this car wash, I don't even want to begin to think what it is. I think someone said that it was over 2,000 iron ingots in total to get all the components for the car wash. Just iron. And then there's everything that we needed with the aluminum because there was so much of that. And I mean, all the iron and aluminum that we needed for all the plates because we needed 600 iron and 600 aluminum or actually 640 iron and 640 aluminum, just for all the steel plates that you needed. And then there were all the beams that were, yeah, it's just a lot. A whole lot of iron and aluminum. So, yeah. But it's been good. This has been a fun exercise. And what better way to celebrate episode 50 of Center Station Simulator by finishing a giant build, in this case, the car wash. And then that will last us until whatever the next giant build is. Heaven knows what that's going to be. We were joking that it was going to be a casino, and we were going to have to build every individual slot machine that you put into the casino. And I'm like, no! But I don't think that's what it is. That was just what we were joking about. So, yeah. Now watch that happens. Watch that we willed it into existence. No! But, yeah, hopefully it's not. That would be very, very sad. And you need to make every coin that goes in there. Although they don't really use coins in slot machines anymore. Like if you go to Las Vegas, I mean, or actually any casino, you even go to the casino in Danville, they don't. You don't ever use a coin in a slot. It's normally if you put in anything, you put in like dollar bills in anything, and then anything that you get back is just all just paper slips. So yeah, the days of having the slot machine spit out quarters upon quarters upon quarters is that's a relic of the past at this point. That does not happen anymore. So yeah, it's funny how those things changed just over the course of time. All right, this should be enough. We'll just get a little bit more. I think we're pretty close to our 375 now. Because I think I've dinked 40 times, so I think I've got 80 sitting here now. So we should be at 401, and there must be one that's buried in here because I had an even number in the sphere when I got here, or at least I thought I did. I thought I had 96 in here to start, and now I've got 403. So it's like I've got an odd number, but I'm not finding the one that might be in there. So if it's in there, it's lost to time forever. It's okay. Same thing now. We need 375 aluminum because we need all the aluminum for the rollers. So let's get going with this. And this is where I can dink from both of the aluminum mines that are here. So I can just dink from this one and then go over to the other side and dink from the other one. And that'll give me everything that I need and won't have to like clean up in between. It'd be nice if they had like 2 veins for every different kind of metal that you had down here. But it's okay. I mean, if the only one that they have is aluminum, that's all right. I mean, something is better than nothing. So I'll gladly take the aluminum and be good with it. So I still can't believe that we've done this for 50 episodes. And I look back at where this game was compared to where it is now and just all the changes that have occurred in this game since then. Like if I went back and looked at episode 1 of this game, I don't think I'd recognize it. I would immediately recognize the fact that the video ended up with a little bit of revenue sharing because the music in the game was copyrighted. So I had to get all the music in the game taken out. But aside from that, like that opening tune that was in the game back then, it turns out that is actually someone else's music, and that was a little bit of a problem. But just the game itself and like the tutorial and everything about the game at that point in time to compared to what it is now, it's a completely different game over the course of the past year. And just the amount of changes that the developer has made and the amount of things that have been added, it's very impressive. And it doesn't sound like the developer's anywhere near done or anywhere close to stopping. There's just plenty left to do. And like if you look at the roadmap, it's a very extensive roadmap, and this is just another stop on the route. But it does scare me to think what would be next in terms of like the next build and what it's going to take and what's going to be involved. I'm definitely nervous about that. But we'll see what happens. Maybe it won't be as bad as I'm thinking, but I am definitely scared about it because we've seen some big ones, and yeah, it could happen again. after this. So we probably at this point in time have enough aluminum. I've got a feeling we're probably pretty good, although I just feel like I want to get this up to the level where I can't hit the deposit anymore, just because then that'll kind of guarantee it. Although now that's flying. That's interesting because that's all flying up behind me. I, I somehow managed to hit one in such a way that it just keeps on flying out into the distance. So I could probably just hit that like crazy and just filled up all the space behind me without any concern. I've never had it where the aluminum is flying past my head and just off into the middle of the mine. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, we're over 200 with this, and I know I've got just as much over on the other side, so we'll be in good shape. And again, I should have another one somewhere in the deposit. There it is, because we had 22 in here to start, and with the flaming pickaxe, you get 2 ingots per dink. So you should end up with an even number in the sphere, because you don't have to pay any as a donation to the deposit. It gives you 100% of what you dink. Yeah. So we got 400 in here. So that won't be a problem. Get that all set. Okay, 444. Get in there. All right. So by the time we get downstairs, we will probably have everything that we need, I think. The only thing that could still possibly be running would be the plastic. That may not be yet done. So we'll take a look. Let's set this down. We're going to get this out of the way. So these motors, I'll just set those up there. And then grab my iron. So there's that. Let's take a quick look at our plastic situation. Actually, I can do that from here. I don't have to actually just run it. Just run and see what it looks like from here. 520. So that's still going. The cards, we have 19, so that's going. So while I'm waiting on all that to finish, we will go ahead. We'll get the block part 3s done. And I only need 15 of those, so I can put those in one of these spheres. So let's set this up. If you missed our last live stream, we've got 5 spots now we have 5 workbenches, which is very nice, because it makes it a lot easier to craft 5 things instead of 2. Oops, it would help if I hit block part 3 and then craft. So, no, block part 3, craft. Oh, maybe delete craft? Okay, I don't know what was going on there. No problem, whatever it was. Car wash, block part 3, craft. And then go over here, same thing. Car wash, block part 3, craft. I'm glad that these are just 25 iron ingots. It's like the easiest thing that I've had to make in this entire thing is those. And car wash, block part 3, craft. Done. So my iron is here. And we'll just run all the way through here. So what I'll do then is I will have the iron end up at one end of this chain, and then the ball that has the completed parts at the other end of it. So that way I can just keep on flip-flopping back and forth. So we're going to pick these up this direction, and then leave this ball here. So that way then I can start from the other end with the iron and make my way down here, and then pick up the ball that has the completed parts in it and run the other direction. Just keep on going back and forth like that. Saving steps, trying to be efficient, getting myself thrown in the naughty corner just for that. Okay. So now, there's my iron. And we just go this way. So we'll do this 3 passes of this, or 3 passes of our workbenches. And then that'll finish up this part. So now drop that ball, pick that up, make our way back this way. Drop that, and set these back up once more. Just like that. And easy peasy with this. All right, that's good. So once again, one final time with this. And that's done. So I'm going to take that, throw that up there for now. Grab the block part 3s from here. Put these up on the shelf just to get them out of my way. Let's take another look, see how we're doing on all of our plastic and all that. How are we doing? 612. So I could, and how are we doing on carts? 26. So we're going to, what do I want to do? I'm going to start, what do I want to do? I got to figure out what I want to do here. We're going to start working on the rollers. So yeah, let's work on getting the rollers going, because we're gonna need. Nope, that's not what I want. So let's try that again. Rollers, delete craft. So yeah, we need a whole lot of these. So roller craft. So yeah, it's gonna be 15 passes back and forth on all of our workbenches to do all this. And I can put some aluminum in here. So this is going to take a little bit longer to do. Hopefully like 15 minutes to do this entire set here. Okay, and then I'm going to get another empty ball to put in the plastic machine and then take this with me. So let's drop that, put that right into place. That will keep that rolling. I do believe we're going to check. Yeah, that's still rolling. All right, so that's going. That's all I wanted to check. So now we have everything we need to do all of our rollers. Because by the time we get through all this plastic, everything else that we need for plastic is going to be down at the other end. It's going to be over at our refinery. Okay, another Infiniball that is empty. And we're going to go this way with the rollers. And leave that ball right here. And then just queue this up. So 14 more trips with this. Now, way back when, in a time long ago, I would have done something like this and just done a fast forward on it. But that was, I remember I did that like a couple of times. I don't even remember where I got the inspiration, but there were like a couple episodes where I did like a massive fast forward job. And I don't know how much people liked it. So that's why I haven't done anything like that again. And I think it would get to be a lot because of how quickly we're moving just normally. And then having that happen in fast forward, I think a lot of people would be like, oh, it would just be like it'd be mass chaos watching the pixels fly across the screen that quickly. So no problem. It just means I've got to find a way to kill time with conversation, making 65 more rollers. It's okay. It'll be all right. So I'm sure I'll run out of things to talk about. We'll get through it. All right. Who knew that 16 car wash stations required so many rollers? Who would have thought such a thing to be possible? It would not seem like it should be that way, but it is. All right, so that's this pass. Again, grab this and go the other way, just like that, and continue the process. This has been a very big build. It's been fun. I mean, by the time we're done with this, we will have probably spent in the neighborhood of 7 hours finishing this build, I want to say. Because it was 2 live streams. Both of those lives, it'll be just short of 7 hours because it'll be 2 live streams. Each of those live streams went more than 2.5 hours, closer to 3. So it'd be somewhere between 6 and 7 hours to finish all this up, which seems like a normal amount of time to do all that. I just remember how disappointed I was when we were doing the first when we did all the pieces for the first car wash, and then I saw exactly how much we needed to finish one car wash, and I was so unhappy. That was in episode 48, I do believe, and looked at everything that was needed, and just you could just feel my mood just go completely sour looking at everything that we needed to make there, and what I thought it was going to be versus what it ended up being. And it was just like all the plates and all the beams that we needed, all the steel plates and all the steel beams, and it was just such a sad time. Such sadness, the likes of which is uncommonly seen. Ah, but it's all right. I do like this entire five workbench thing. One of these days, I am going to need to put more uh, uranium in there. We've had that uranium going in there for I don't even know how long now. In our giant a giant reactor there, like all the uranium batteries. Because when we built that thing, we put like 18 uranium batteries in there, but we've been running that I don't know for as long as the nuclear reactor's been around. So that's like episode 30s ish, and we've never refilled the uranium batteries in it because literally every battery is good for one real-time hour of gameplay. So yeah, we've not played 18 hours of real-time gameplay since then, but we're getting close. I think we're down to 3 full batteries and a partial is all we have left in there at this point. Okay, and how many do we have now? I think we're up to 30 now. Yeah, we're up to 30. So almost halfway there on this process. Just going back and forth and back and forth the entire time. So, yeah, I wish that I had seen the roadmap to know exactly what they have coming up next year. Maybe when we're done, maybe we can take a quick run up there and see exactly what they have next, what they say is next on the roadmap. So that way we know what to start maybe planning for and what's going to cause us to cry and stuff like that, because it's not going to be good. Whatever it is, it's not going to be easy. That much I know. And I know I just need to make sure that I constantly have fabricators that are making plates and beams, because we're going to always need plates and beams. That is like the one thing that I've discovered. You can never have enough steel plates and never have enough steel beams. And at some point, maybe let's not kid ourselves. It's never going to happen that I would get to the point where I was like selling everything up there. I'm lucky if I'm selling water up there a lot of the time. I mean, because most of the time when we play this game, we're just playing whatever the new thing is, and that's about it. So like the bunker, I know we talked about the bunker numerous times on this channel, and as you can see, we're at like 180,000 euro dollars right now, and we've maybe been as high as 250,000, and then the next big thing gets added to the game, which costs whatever amount of money it costs, and that eats right into our stash. So yeah, the thought of us ever getting up to €1 million in this game, it's not going to be. So, but I know a lot of people have done it, and I definitely commend those that have for the amount of time that they have spent on it. That there's a lot of dedication. That is more dedication than I've got, and it's the fact that there's so many other games to play and so many other things to look at does kind of also get into the way here of it. Okay, so this is going to be, I think, numbers 41 through 45. So we're more than halfway there. And there's my plastic. Okay. Yeah, so by the time we're done with this, we'll have all the extra plastic that we need, and we will have all the electronic cards that we need to make our ticket machines. So that will be good. Rollers, right there. Okay. And I think that was all we said we needed. We're going to give it a look. and hope that everything that needs to be, everything that we need to have, we will hopefully then have. And hopefully each of these builds will complete. And we'll start raking in all kinds of money from the car wash, because that's going to be like it'll make 300. So every one of them will make 200. Every one of them make 20 per car. So fully running, we can make 320 euro dollars if all 16 are running simultaneously. It's a nice amount of passive income. We do love ourselves some passive income. Longtime viewers of the channel know how much we love our passive income here. It is one of our favorite things. We've talked about it a time or 20. It's definitely a thing of ours. All right, is this numbers 46 through 50? It is. It doesn't feel like this is taking that long. Again, if we would have only had 2 workbenches, this would have been just horrible. And if you had like 10 workbenches, this would be even easier. And in a different world where we had things organized even differently than here, we might have been able to pull something like that off. But yeah, I just never planned that far ahead, which I know shocks you to think that I've never planned ahead on something. It's almost impossible to believe. Like that nuclear reactor, I would have that nuclear reactor in a completely different place as opposed to where it is. At the time when we put it in there, in place, that seemed like a perfectly good place to have it. And then as things have continued to build down here, that became less and less useful where it is and more in the way. So maybe at some point later we will move it. But we'd have to have a good reason. Maybe with the next giant build, we'll get there. All right, so this is 56 through 60. And after this, we will have to go and get the rest of our plastic then, because I will not have enough to make 5 more. So I will be short on plastic after that. Okay. Not a problem. Okay, that is good. So let's run over to the refinery and switch our plastic cubes or spheres. That's a sphere. Cubes are the other looking things that are squares. Okay. Goes there. That goes there. It's not going to matter. That won't run. Actually, that's not going to run anymore at all. So I'm out of coal. So that's all I've got. That's all there is. We'll have to get some more coal at some point. That's not going to happen now, but that'll be another time thing. Okay. More rollers. We need 15 more, so 3 more passes of the workbenches. And then we will be done with that. And then all we will need is 3 passes of the workbenches to make our ticket machines. And then I hope that's it. I hope I did not miscalculate. I don't feel like I did. But we shall see. Yeah, and I really hope to have gotten all this done at the end of our live stream in episode 49. I really wanted to get it there, but it was going to take too long, and that salad that we had was delicious. So had to have my Portillo salad. It was really good. The only thing that was unfortunate is that they put gorgonzola cheese on it, which I mean I'm okay with gorgonzola cheese, but if I had a choice of not having it on there, I would not. And they even though it was requested to not have it put on there, they still put it on there anyway. So it was, again, it's not the worst thing, but I don't normally seek out gorgonzola cheese if I can avoid it. And it was on there, so I know, yeah, me with my giant gorgonzola cheese problems. In the world, in the universal problems, mine is that I had gorgonzola cheese on my Portillo salad. Jeez, Rusty. Oh man, talk about real problems sometime, not that. I get it. I absolutely get it. All right. We've got one more pass. And then that will be it. 70 rollers. Done. 5 more to go. The last set. And then the ticket machines are going to be a little bit more of an intricate build just because they've got lots of pieces that go into them. So that's the only unfortunate part, is that we've got to get like 5 different spheres full of stuff because it's got like a few different ingots. Oh, and we got to make a bunch of we have to make a bunch of cables, I think, as well for that. If I remember right, they each take like 2 cables. So we'll have to get a bunch of cables queued up. But the cables are easy because that's just copper, and we've got plenty of copper down here. Okay, so I will need my other plastic. So let's throw that there. Let's grab my plastic that I've got. Just go there. I don't need that. That machine's not actually running. Okay, and then we'll set that there. Again, just keeping it out of the way. Rollers, 71 through 75. Done, 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 done. Put that in place. Cool. We'll use that one for our ticket machines. So what do we need for a ticket machine? Let's take a look back at this. So back to the menu. And if we go up here to upgrades, parking payment machines. So these are cables. So that's the only thing that we need that we don't have. So we need 15, so we need 30 cables. So let's make all the cables that we need to make. So cables 5. So we're going to queue all these up to make cables now. And then we will grab our copper, which right now is just being used to make our cards, and we'll have enough cards made so we can safely bring our copper sphere over here, since we won't need to make any more cables than what we're any more cards than what we've got already. All right, cables 5. So yeah, 1 pass and change on this. All the way up to the top. Okay, copper. So now, drag copper over to us. Don't chase it. And I have just enough copper. Just enough to finish this. And let's just go right down the line. Trying to get some quality pivots in here. Okay. It's nice that you can just hold down the E key to do that. And I'll put all the copper in here. Or all the cables in here. And then I can grab another sphere that'll be for the completed parking machines. All right. And then one more of these. Oh, that's not what I want. That's what I want. So 5 more. Resume. That is my copper. Okay. And then that will go in there. Cool. So I need then, so we're going to take a look at this. Upgrade parking payment machine. So we need iron, aluminum, cards, cables. So I've got the aluminum over here. So I got to get the iron. Oh, I'm going to need more iron, aren't I? I am. We will need more iron because I need 60 for this. Upgrade parking payment machine. All the way down the line. Yeah, we have enough aluminum, but I don't think we have enough iron. We will have to go and do a little bit more iron dinking. No, that's not right. Back to menu. Upgrade, delete, park payment machine there. And back to menu, upgrade, payment machine there. So, iron. Where's my iron at? Don't chase it. 28. Okay, so we do need to run upstairs and get some more iron. Run! Let's do that. The last wave of dinking begins. So much dinking! And I might have some of it in storage there. I don't have an iron drill going. There are probably people that are wondering, Rusty, why don't you just use your iron drills? Why don't you use your drills? And it's just because, I mean, I'm at the point now where with the flaming pickaxe, the fact that it can like just keep turning the ingots or just dink automatically into ingots, it's easy. And I mean, in order to store all of the ore that we would need, and then you'd have to take the ore and turn it into ingots, and you'd have to run that through all the foundries and all those things, and it's just a lot. I mean, it's just as easy for me to go here and just dink a whole bunch of stuff when I need it. It takes like 2 minutes to do. So, and it would take longer than that to take the other stuff and turn it into ingots. I mean, I'd have to constantly like get the ore, turn it into ingots in the foundry and stuff like that. It would just be another thing that I'd have to like focus on, and having too many things to focus on is always a challenge. So it's like I can only focus on so much, and that's just going to be one more thing that's going to push me over the edge. So, ah, it's a short putt. All right, good there. It was an even number when we came in. It's an even number when we're leaving. That's perfect. So 146. So the only other thing I've got to grab then is the carts. And I've got everything else. So cards. There, we got 55. Oh, I need 2 of them in each of these. Let's get the aluminum out of the way. Put that there. We're going to grab a regular ball. Set that there. So there's my iron. So yeah, 3 passes on the workbenches will finish this up, which is not that bad at all. And 2 cables each. Now I could probably get like real intricate with this and like have 2 spheres at each end of this thing, so I don't have to keep running. Oh, copper, I don't need you. What am I missing? Oh, the aluminum. Oh, I needed that. So yeah, I actually needed that for this. So yeah, I could have like 2 spheres there and then 2 spheres here, but that'd really be going meta on this entire thing. So yeah, we'll just do this like this. And now second pass, same as the first. And this is, yeah, we're gonna have this done in episodes time, which is what I thought it was gonna be when we were at the end of the last live stream. I thought it was gonna take one episode to get all this done, and it seems like that's gonna actually work out according to plan. It's not often that I have things that end up working out according to plan, so I have to embrace it when it does. It is not a common thing around here in Rusty Champaign land, for sure. If you've watched enough, you know that's the truth. Okay, and then cables. Okay, parking payment machines. There's a part of me that was for a brief moment scared that I was making like the gas pumps because they kind of look a little similar. And I'm like, am I making the right thing? And I am. But for some reason they looked very, very much the same. All right. Final pass. And then we can start putting all the pieces in place up there. And again, hoping I did not biff it in the process of all this. But I don't think I did. I think I've actually got everything I need. And let's put that away. Just get it out of the way. And just drop that there for now. And what am I missing? The cards. And set that right over there. Okay. There are my parking payment machines. So we're going to run this up. So we've got our block part 3s. We've got all of our rollers. We've got our parking payment machines. I think we are good to go. Let us go upstairs and let us hopefully finish the builds. I hope I did not miss something. I really, really hope I did not miss something. We shall find out. So right down the line, putting all the pieces in place. And we'll grab the other spheres as we go. Yeah, so these are the ones that are not quite finished. Yeah, they got the roller. Oh, they're missing plates. Did I? Oh, I thought I put the plates in place on all those. I might have the plates down there. I know I've got the plates. I know I made the plates. Yeah, I know I've got the plates. I made all kinds of plates. Yeah, I'm like, I know I've got those. I just did not put them in here. But I absolutely knew I had the plates. For some reason, I thought I had already done all these. I thought I'd put all these in here already, but I guess not. Yeah, I had a mild moment of panic there that I somehow didn't have that piece. But we did make all these in the last live. All right, there's that. Oh, okay. Don't need that kind of a scare. Block part 3s. Let's put these in, which is, oh, it's the floorboard. Okay, so that's what that is. And then I think the only thing is going to be the rollers. So let's make our way. Yeah, because can I hop that? I can. Cool. Yeah, that thing was invisible before. I do believe the barrier there, because I remember that in the first live stream where they had the car wash available, you could not hop that thing. So you'd like run halfway across and you get stuck on something invisible, and you're like, "What is catching me?" And it was always funny until it wasn't. So the last thing is the rollers. 75. So we're going to take a look and see if this will then finish the job. So let's take a look. That is done. Sign is gone. Sign is gone again. And we're just going to go right down the list. And every time we do this, the sign should go away. And we should have completely operational car washes. Although the problem we're going to have now is we're going to need to get more water. Because we are going to be out of water through this. So it's okay. You'd have to like massively increase our drill depth for our water, because these things are going to take up a lot of it. No problem. We might have some cash. And I guess I can put these in like this. I'd have to be facing the other wall. And lo and behold, there it is. 16 car washes. They are up. They are running. We need water. We absolutely need water. But they're all here. We will run downstairs. Actually, we will run to the back. Yeah, there they go. Look at them in all of their splendor. So let's run to the back and increase our well depth. And then we will run downstairs, grab all of our spheres that we have out here, get them all put away. So well depth, yeah, we got to add a lot to it. So let's go here, increase the level. Whatever, like 200. Will that be fine? Let's take a look. No, that's still only 800. Okay. Let's go to 300. Yeah, that's better. Gets us to 56%. So, yeah, not a problem. And so, yeah, now we're going to be making 20s over and over and over again. You can see on the right side of the screen, you're just seeing 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, just like that. That is everything from the car wash. So that's just going to be making all kinds of passive income now. So now we've got to see all of the empties that we've got. I'm going to just drag them back here. I don't know where they are, but we'll go ahead and drag them back. Some of them are probably outside, but some of them are probably in here. We'll just bring them back anyway and then put them up on shelves. Yeah, there were probably a bunch of them that were here, but it's all right. It was the easiest way to go about it, for me at least. And that one will just set over there for now. That one will set over here. That one will set over there. And a couple more of these guys. That's it. How about that? Aluminum there. Electronic cards there. I will need some more sphere storage at some point. I've actually run out of sphere storage. So that just goes there. Wow. We did it. 46 minutes was all we needed. And that has completed. If we go up here and take a look, and we can run through them, they're all visible, which is great. And we can see all the cars going through here. So we're going to just take this big long run all the way through and give them a peek. Oh, how did I not? Oh, that was full. That was why. That had plates in it. But yeah, there's all the people all lining up just like that. Car after car, they'll eventually fill all this up. It's a beautiful thing. We'll take this. We're just going to drop that right there. So that way we can have the outro just like this. It's perfect. We have a car wash. It's completely functional. Another major project completed here at the Mad Lab on episode 50. What kind of craziness is this? That is all for this one, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, I'd appreciate it if you gave it a like. If you really like this video, I would love it if you consider giving the channel a subscribe. But until we meet again, thanks as always for being a part of all of my silliness. I'm Rusty Champagne, and we will see you later.